So being a light bearer, the biggest part of the journey is really your own self-development. It's not just the project, you are the project. So it's everything we're learning, it's all the wounds that we're healing. It's the choices we're making in our path in terms of all the teaching that we're absorbing, and all of that knowledge is coming into us, and it's forming us into a particular person, into a particular being that we need to do the work that we're going to do. So really the largest part of all of it is the journey that we're on in our own evolution, which gets us to a point where we're able to arrive, and the wisdom and the knowledge is something that we imbue because we've lived it. So I think that's where we can get really confused. It's kind of like, what's the job, what's the thing, what's the niche? And it's like it keeps coming back to the fact that no, it's you. Look at what's the next barrier, what's the next learning. Okay, now we're integrating this, now we're learning breath work, now I'm looking at this wounding, now I'm working on this relationship. And what we don't realize is the whole time we keep evolving, we keep developing, until we get to a point where it's like, things can be sliding into place gradually. Like for me, I worked in theatre in my 20s, and I got to I was always interested in transformation. That's always been the big part of whatever work I've done. So I did it within the theatre context. I was interested in community theatre projects where people could experience transformation within that context. And then I was like, no, I need to go deeper, and that took me to yoga, took me to shiatsu, took me to Buddhism, and each of these places, and so many other modalities, each of them I was integrating this knowledge. But I know, for example, once I did shiatsu, I was like, that's it, yeah, I'm a shiatsu practitioner, that's what I do. And it was like the universe was going, no, that's not it, you're not done yet. And that wasn't what I wanted to hear. What I wanted to hear was, yeah, you don't have to spend any more money or time doing anything else. But I kept feeling the push of no, there's something more, this isn't quite it, So then I did EFT training and NLP and hypnosis and da. And then I got to a point in my practice, for example, I'm trying to give you some examples, where, was it 2 years ago now, where I suddenly thought, well, what if I just drop all the modalities and just do what feels right and do what feels natural for me? And that's when the channeling occurred, after someone said, no, you're a medium, you're a channel. And I was like, oh. So sometimes it takes us that journey of all of that learning and expanding and integrating to actually get to a point where we figure out exactly who we are in the way that we're meant to be in the world, and the kind of knowledge that we are meant to share. So hopefully that gives you an example of how you are it. Work on you, focus on your journey, and then you're focusing on your passions, you look at where your wounding is. It's like, what knowledge, what interests do you have, and what skills, what natural gifts do you have? And that's going to be what is part of what you bring into the world, and it's going to be beautiful.